Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're walking into the room sideways. We got Casey Putsch on with us again this morning. Always love to have him. He travels the world. He's been everywhere, even on Tucker Carlson, and he still comes on our poor little old show, even though he's major news. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, guys. It's always fun to be here. How you doing?
Man, we're doing good. We got Pat Malone on here, our pragmatist.
I'm doing okay, too, Stephen.
Yeah, we're good. We're glad to hear that.
Just in case. I know you weren't interested, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah, he'd actually fit on The View pretty good, you know. They can put makeup on him and dress him up like they do them other fat chicks. So
nah, it won't work. He'll be better looking woman.
You're probably right about that.
Boy, if I ever need a publicist, I'm not considering you.
Oh, come on. Hey, I'm keeping your options open.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm going to jump on this first thing, man, because this is breaking news. We got this James Comey. I reckon he put the 8647.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that means. What y'all think? I mean, you think this guy right here needs to go to jail?
Well, 47 is 47th president. 86 is code for offing somebody. And he's what? Past director of the FBI. So I'm just going to lead by saying the problem is everything I think now about James Comey, I'll get us all in trouble here or on social media for what is it? Violent rhetoric. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that one time Trump in a rally said, "Yeah, sometimes people need to get roughed up a little." Do you remember that? There's something pretty close to that line. Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. What do you think, Pat? Are you like, oh, he's innocent?
I'm shaking my head. Yeah, it's rules for thee, not for me, huh?
Oh yeah, and then did you see his post? It's just such BS. He's like, "Oh, I thought they were neat shells. I didn't mean anything by it. I didn't do anything." Like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't buy it. You're not actually as dumb as Kamala Harris.
Yeah. If it was Harris, we'd buy that. But
they're all over it, man. They're all over it. I think they need to be, honestly. But this is just, like you say, it's BS all the way around. But like you say, it's a different ballgame now. I mean, back before we had the Trump administration, everything would have been just fine. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And we've got.
It's only fine because we didn't know of any better.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got Catherine here. She said, you need to stop playing Bruce Springsteen. I reckon he got up there and gave him a big speech. Did y'all see that?
Oh, Lord.
He was doing a concert in Manchester, England, and stopped it to give his little speech.
You know,
isn't he there to sing?
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Limit yourself to your talent, right?
Well, he used to be the blue collar hero in the 80s, the working class's rocker, his guy, you know. And now what is he? What is this?
He's transitioned to the elites.
No, he's not elite. He's a schmuck.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
It is.
Well, and you have to. He lives in America. He's an American rocker, and if it wasn't for him being in America and having the opportunities he had in America, he wouldn't be where he's at today, right?
Well, yeah, you're right, and I got a theory about that with regard to these pop stars. You know, Hollywood's totally left now; they're beyond corrupt. But like these musicians, right? Now, this is something I noticed just doing YouTube, right? Even in automotive YouTube world, the ones that only care about the views and just doing that, they don't really they don't care about the rest of the people.
Right.
They are always nice. They're accepting of everybody. Everything's great. They're never going to draw a hard line in the sand. They're never going to say this is right, this is wrong, I'm against this, because you'll turn off a bunch of weirdos, you know, and the ne'er-do-wells. I say that as nice as possible. And those people make their money only from people buying their stuff. So the reason it's a trap for so many people that are a public figure, I think in movies, classic actors, or we call it music. Right. They just go that way because they think if they're like, ooh, hippy dippy, all sunshines and rainbows and everything's cool, they'll make more money and have more fans and more people like them. But I hope that time is over because that's garbage.
Well, I'm with you, and that's the same thing with John Mellencamp. He does the same thing.
Is he doing that too?
Oh yeah, he had a concert the other day. Well, it's been, I don't know, probably 6 months ago. He started all that political stuff, and somebody said, "Hey, just shut up and sing," and he got mad and walked off stage.
Oh, I remember that. You know what would do those guys a lot of good? If for a while they lost all their money and had to get a construction job, maybe they'd go back to being a real human being, having some values, and then writing good songs again.
Well, he's got to realize, and they should realize, the people that's following them they want to follow them to buy their music, can't afford their music because they're too busy getting their hair dyed purple. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but it's just silly.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad. It's like, hey, let's go back to when music was good and musicians were ugly.
Yes, yes,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, we got Andrew Clyde called last night and said that he had something going on today up there fighting for.
The budget committee is meeting today, and he's the important vote.
Oh,
Is he?
They're considering the big beautiful bill today, and as of last night, he was a no.
Wait, now what's this big beautiful bill? I don't know about
This is Trump's masterpiece. This is a whole budget reconciliation deal, and how we're gonna reduce the deficit. Andrew's got some problems with a couple of the aspects of it. The Medicare expenses, who pays those, and something about suppressors on guns, taxes on the suppressors for guns.
I think another issue.
I probably have an opinion about that.
Yeah.
I think they got it, and actually it ain't gonna kick into 2029. Is that when they're talking about this thing actually kicking in?
No, that's the end game of this. It's like a 5-year deal.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, it is that whole period of how we go forward.
So basically, this bill, if it passes, is going to set the benchmark for everything for the United States. And if there's some outside of that, it's just sorry.
Yeah, it is, except that they can always go back and amend the bill. You know?
Okay.
So it's kind of a study in, the magician's trick. Watch my right hand while my left hand picks your pocket.
Oh, in Washington, D.C., you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, that's something, that, why not just cut the fat and be done with it? That's what the American people want. Why add all this extra nonsense in there?
Because the American people can't decide what is fat.
Oh, well, I can go to Doge and tell them pretty good bit. I don't need to send Sesame Street to Iraq. I'm cool with cutting that.
Yeah, see, you think that's not important. Well, someplace out there's an Iraqi that's addicted to Sesame Street.
Okay, what about this? Okay, Casey, what do you think about cutting all these universities, all this money they're sending to these liberal universities? He's cutting it.
Okay, all right. Well, hang on to your seat bottom here. So I've been doing Genius Garage for over a decade, okay? I built a nonprofit from the ground up to, pick up where academia leaves off. So I got an opinion already, right? I've been in the trenches for a decade. So American universities and colleges have grown into big runaway monsters. And at this point, they're doing nothing more than sucking the life and the prosperity out of our nation's future and young people by two methods, okay? One, that these student loans are non-defaultable, unlike any other loan. They're given to a 17-year-old kid. You can go get a major in something with no jobs, and they're stuck paying off $100,000 loan. That's actually horse crap, because you just took that person off the game board. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're going to be useless for the rest of their life to the nation and build anything else. They're never going to be able to do anything. But you know who prospers? That university.
Right.
The universities are prospering by destroying our future and young people and stymieing us all. And because of that, they know it. And there's no checks for that. And they're diluting down their majors, and they're making them weaker and more pathetic, and they're more risk averse. They don't do anything new. They just want to get tenure. And a lot of these universities are sitting on multi-billion-dollar endowments. If you took part of those endowments or all of that endowments and actually just invested it in the nation and things for the future, the amount of money that would earn on many universities would literally pay the tuition of every single student.
Wow, man.
When you realize that, you realize this game has nothing to do with what's in the best interest of young people or the future. So I got to be honest, and I'm going to be a little hot right now. As far as I'm concerned, all the colleges and universities, the way they're set up, are the enemy of the United States, our young people in the future. And I stand by that. And I've been working on it for a decade. Okay, I'm done now.
I want to hear Pat, you want to rescind?
I'm not going to disagree with him. He was on fire there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense what you say, because what's the endowment at Harvard? How many $1 billion do they have?
I don't know. It's insane. Well, what are they doing? What are they doing for anybody? Honestly. I get it. You're having some company be able to invest tons of money so that a professor will do a research project that's in the best interest of the company, while the students have to use all their best ideas when they're young to go to that they don't own afterward. No, colleges and universities are now just sapping the entire future of the nation and young people. I hate them.
And you forgot about the money that comes in from China and all the other countries that they don't record. They don't tell you how much they get from them. We have no idea how much that is. I don't think that's right either. But
no, it's not. And the biggest thing is one good reason I'd say I'm a huge Trump supporter about no matter what now. And and we're all within reason. I mean, if anything ever got really off the rails, we'd say, hey, this isn't cool. But I've been a Trump supporter since day one. I'm all behind it. Despite all the ridiculous noise and rhetoric, looking through, seeing what's going on. But we have to get back to something. And the reason I know that is, most especially with the nature of the way AI is coming, if we don't get this country back on the rails, it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, we are almost there if it wasn't for Trump coming in. Yeah, I'm with you. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump to a quick break, get this over with. We get back and talk about some more stuff. We got Casey fired up. I love it. So it's going to be a good show. And so that being said, we're going to take a break. We want to thank all righty, we're coming back into you sideways. We got Casey Putsch on here, and he is a genius. He knows all this that's going on, and he keeps up with it. We got Rebel Boy. He's upset about no tax on tips. I haven't been following that. Have y'all been following the no tax on tips deal that's going on at all?
Been a while, but yeah. What about it?
He's saying that where was that at? No tax on tips. While only 20% of your overtime or tips are going to be taxed. That is, if your overtime or your tips add up, not to be half of what you've made. So I don't know. I thought it was no tax on tips is what they were going to do, or overtime pay. Is that something?
So it sounds like they're just taxing the first 20%. And as long as that your tips or overtime don't equate to 50% of your base income without that. Yeah. So that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that ain't bad. Was he fired up because he wanted zero tax on tips?
Zero, not yet. Yeah, right here it is. Not tax means no tax on either overtime pay or tips. What I do is when I give a tip, I put that dollar bill down, cash money, and leave it there. That way they can put it in their pocket and nobody knows. Right? And he always says 2 things in this world is untraceable: buckshot and cash.
Buckshot. Talk to a pig farmer. They got some other notions.
Oh man, I
got to be careful on this show, man.
No, you don't. Trust me. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we've been kicked off YouTube before, so anyway.
Okay.
I reckon Chuck Schumer's upset about this big $400 million plane. What's your take on that? Or you think that's bad that Trump got this, or not even Trump, it's the Department of Justice ended up with this plane, right?
Yeah, I don't know. So Qatar signed a God knows how large a bill to buy hundreds of new Boeing jets, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. And then so Qatar is gifting them a jet, one of the ones they have now, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the problem here?
Well, he's a Republican. And it's Trump. That's what the problem is.
Oh, you mean they got nothing better to talk about?
Yeah. They've got nothing. Yeah, they've got nothing.
Actually, it's let's talk about their nothing they got to talk about. They got nothing. I mean, the Democratic Party really is in shambles. It'll be fascinating to see what they even try to do to get anything remotely relating to traction, because, and you don't want to have a nation with literally only one party. I mean, maybe if that party is the only one that has any semblance of intelligence, but let's be honest here. We all got to be reasonable. We got to keep our crap in line. We all get a wild notion here and there, and that can carry forth. But I mean, so we got a jet. What percentage is one used plane over all that other stuff? And then what are we going to use it for? I'm not knocking it. I'm saying, what's the problem?
It's going to be years before we can even use it at all. What are you going to say, Pat? I can see your eyes crossing.
No, I tend to agree with Casey. I mean, it's I think it's got some bad optics. But once you get beyond that, we're doing a deal and it's not the Department of Justice, Department of Defense that's getting the jet. So,
okay. Well, I got a question. Is it only bad optics because of liberal media and leftist propaganda, or is it bad optics in reality?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, who cares?
Go back to your point about the Democrats. They're so disorganized. They're grasping at straws, and this is a straw.
Yeah, they got nothing. Yeah. If they were looking at a radio show, it's like Casey didn't button his shirt.
That's about where they're going to. But here's the thing, we've got all this stuff where the Democrats has been preaching, we need to do this. We need to have tariffs. We need to do this. And Trump's doing all this, even Big Pharma.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's the subscription drug prices.
Well, speaking of that, I saw where they're so mad that the Democrats are chugging food dye, straight up food dye to protest.
No. Are you serious?
No.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I can't tell reality from not anymore because some of this stuff's real.
They're in the real problem. You can make up stuff and you can't tell whether that real or memory.
You all laughed. I stand by the
corn. She's got a little green food dye mustache, man. Go look it up. It's hilarious.
Are you serious? No, really. Come on, guys are laughing. I'm really wondering, is this real or not?
RF or AOC's got a little red. We got a little red dye mustache. Go look it up.
Are they really thinking
on Instagram?
Are they really thinking about running AOC for president? Is that really who they're picking? Is that honestly?
Lord have mercy. Well, here's the thing. You got to think of it as a big favor. If they run AOC, we'll win. And if we don't win, well, then, all right, I can't say what I'm going to say, otherwise we're going to get in trouble for violence, inciting violence. Okay. Right. So, hey, no, I can't say anything, you guys. I can't say anything. We'll get kicked out. One or two things is going to happen. Okay.
See, Stephen, you could take a lesson here. That's what a filter looks like.
Is that what a filter? I don't have a filter.
I got you guys. I seem like I don't have one, but I do.
He's going like, do I go to jail or not?
I'm looking up this hair dye thing.
Or not. Yeah.
I don't have a filter.
Dye chug.
My problem is my mouth runs without my brain in gears a lot. So, that's what we got. Yeah. But yeah, food dye. Yeah.
The really strange thing is the Democrats now realize how bad their message is, but they're not changing it.
It's not the message. They need to realize how bad they are. They're airheaded idiots that have been shanghaied by global elite just to destroy the fabric of the West. Period. You guys aren't even functioning Americans anymore. My God, get a brain and think for once. Go outside, touch grass. Get stung by a bee, get kicked by a horse, get in a bar fight, something, do some actual manual labor. All right, there. That's Casey's 3-step process to become an American. Stung by a bee, kicked by a horse, and do some manual labor.
It didn't take long to light the fuse, did it?
I guess. Me or them?
Well, that's the thing. They're South African. They're bringing South Africans in here because they're murdering them.
Yeah, but one of them was pretty. Did you see her?
Yeah. All of them's got their American flags and all that stuff, but they don't want them. They want all the illegals to come in. They want welfare, food stamps, and vote Democrat. Right?
Yeah, those are good memes. People are noticing how attractive at least one of those women were. I'm like, all right, I like these migrants. I'm like, oh God. Honey, sweet. Don't eat the processed food. First, make friends with RFK so you stay looking as pretty as you are now. We need more of that.
That's one thing about it, man. I mean, when you see somebody wearing a face mask with purple hair, what's the first thing that goes through your head?
It's not. I don't. Now. Entertainment factor. I'm like, damn, look at that. There's one.
Yeah. I will tell you what the problem is they shut down all the circuses, and all the circus people, like the fat lady with beard and all, they've got nowhere to go.
We're living in the golden era. You used to have to pay to see freaks like that. Now you just walk outside. It's a renaissance. It's a renaissance of social. I am so happy. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, you see bearded ladies all over the place. They need a job.
I saw one yesterday. No, yeah. I did. Anyway.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get one more break, and then we need to see what Casey's been up to. He's got a lot going on, and
God only knows. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll fill us in. It's always good. So let's take a quick break, and we'll talk to him, see what's going on with that. All righty, folks, we're back with you. We've got Casey Putsch on, which actually built a car that gets over 100 miles to a gallon of gas, but nobody wants this car. But he's been breaking news. He was on Tucker Carlson the other night, which opened up a lot of doors. So what's happened since we talked to you last, brother?
Oh, dang. Pick a mega car subject. Yeah, I got 104.72 miles a gallon on its first test. I think it's going to crack 128 miles a gallon, which would be 1 ounce per mile. Straight diesel, non-hybrid. Thing out accelerated my Dodge Viper by 0.2 of a second, exactly matches C7 Grand Sport Corvette and Tesla Model 3. And when I did the math, it has a lower carbon footprint per mile on straight diesel than an EV, electric vehicle, does when charged, considering national average. So what's going on? Well, the watch company thing I've been working on, where I get parts from Switzerland to assemble nice watches, is actually going well. People like that. That's kind of neat. I'm enjoying
Well, now,
that.
these are high dollar watches. These are not like Timex, right?
Yeah, no, they're $5,000 to $15,000 a watch right now. I'm building one-offs for guys, and then I'll have some little less expensive ones coming up when I start doing the production thing. So that's something I've been working on for a while. I'm enjoying that. Everybody's got to have a side thing going on or have their little gig, and I really like that.
Well, now you're talking about building some cars. You're actually talking about
the bigger things. I was giving you the appetizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cars. That's okay. Here. All right, I just gotta stop everybody right here. Do I appear that I'm sitting in a giant automotive factory with a huge team of prototyping individuals around me?
No.
Correct.
You're in a garage.
So it's gonna take me a minute before I start making things again. That first one I had to build by hand over 10 years ago. I mean, good things take time, they say. Now, okay, so here's the other fact of the matter is you don't build anything with four wheels unless you got a little bit of money to start with. I don't care how good you are and how much time you got, but time is money too. So it requires how that gets set up. Now, a lot of people are approaching me, a lot of powerful people approaching me. There's a lot of people out there with money. And to be perfectly honest, there's people out there that just want information and think they want to keep me close and whatnot. And I've already had people trying to, influence me and push me in directions. In fact, yesterday in the morning, I don't think I used any 4-letter words, but I definitely yelled at somebody and hung up on them and pushed it back and told them what I thought about it. And they thought about me after. I started with diplomacy the whole way, guys, but it went south. And I say that kind of jokingly, but yeah, this is a big ball game, and it's pretty tough. The entirety of the mainstream media and automotive media, they don't care. They're not going to talk about it at all. Period. No. And it's funny because even the automotive media I see doing their own leftist propaganda and leftist meltdown. Jalopnik is an example. I troll them on X just for fun because they're so bad at their basically leftist propaganda. I just point it out every single time. Write on anything automotive, but that's it, guys. So I'm trying to put something big together, but if you have anybody coming in, whether it's investors or early adopters, it's tricky until you light the afterburner and go. So the thing, last night I was talking to a bit of a friend, works for a big defense contractor. He's a smart guy now, and not specifically relating to the car they're investing or anything like that, but just because he's a smart guy. And let me put it this way: if the world doesn't care at all, and I never get to build anything big, and there's nowhere to go, and the entirety of the government and Trump's administration is just trying to save the United States, and there's no support at all, I still got a plan. Right. And I'm gonna say it like this: if this is a little crass sounding, I'm sorry, but this is the way I feel it. We're gonna kind of talk military shop right now. I got a prototype that if nobody wants to build anything with me or do any mass production things, I have another big swing like the Omega car was, where basically metaphorically after I build the car, I'll be able to whip it out, swing it around, and smack some idiots in the face because they need it. So it's a giant middle finger to the world and the automotive industry that's even bigger than the Omega car. And then I think I can fund a loan. So something's going to happen, and just kind of stick around and wait.
Well, I'm ready. And I actually watched the other day, you put a thing up where you're talking about building a 4-door car.
Yeah, I got a design for a 4-door car, light truck and a heavy truck. Of course, also the Omega car, and then my little earth shaker prototype I got in mind.
Is it a defense application or more of a commercial application? Or are you willing to say that?
You mean my special car?
Yeah.
No, it's for me to give a big middle finger to the entire world and automotive industry.
Right.
Like to the point where it will be legendary. Period. Like I'm just done. I'm just done with absurdity. Like, here's the thing. I got to ask you guys a question. Philosophical existential question. Y'all gonna live forever?
I'm trying.
I know you're trying, but
yeah, I'm eating leafy greens here lately.
How's that looking right now? How's that looking?
Yeah.
We might have an expiration date. How about everybody else listening? And I'm not getting dark here. I'm just saying, but let's be honest. How long are we all going to live? I don't want to sit back anymore and watch the nation be stupid. I don't want to sit back anymore and watch manufacturing be stupid. I don't want to sit back anymore where nobody can afford cars and do anything. And I don't want to sit back anymore where we can't build anything good. I'm just going to do it. And if people don't like it, I don't care. So that's what you got to do. You got to hit them.
But you got a lot of people like you in this country that can design and build stuff, but they got no chance. And
they got no chance.
And I wonder if this bringing stuff back to America that Trump's talking about and can open some manufacturers up from some of these smaller companies that actually can replace the parts coming from Taiwan or Japan or wherever. They could do it right here at home. I know there's people out there that can do that.
Correct. And the thing about that is we've got to get all that back. We got to get the manufacturing back. We got to get the jobs back, because that specifically isn't going to necessarily drive forward the better future. But what that will do is create prosperity for our people and nation, giving people some free time, and those out there that have the ability to go out on their own, like me, and build something new and better and challenge that. So until we get back to where we actually are standing on our own 2 feet and have something of a prosperous future, and not just everybody that's wildly in debt, can't afford a home, can't afford a car, we're not going to do anything new for the future and tomorrow. So we're on absolutely the right first step. It's just that I just don't want to sit back idly by it anymore and wait for it. I'm done with that. You know, heck, I've been having to suffer the blue hairs and the PC movement that turned into wokeism for the last 25 years. I'm done. I'm done sitting around.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you know, that's the thing about it. You know, you got new cars coming out and they're so computerized. I mean, I don't know. I remember BMW come out. Oh, this thing's got over 200 computers on it.
Yeah,
like,
silly.
Are you kidding me? What the heck? I mean, and I've got this old truck I've been working on, and it's giving me a little bit of trouble. I'm scratching my head on it. So I call the company, one of the guys that I deal with, and they're like, oh, that thing's, it's mechanical. We can't plug it up. We have no idea how to fix your rig. And I'm like, are you serious? They got
because they don't.
Yeah.
Those people don't know how anything works. They just have to plug it in and have the computer tell them. You know, that's where the automotive industry went. It just kept going down a road harder, harder, harder. And they got to make something new. And the only way to make something new is always whiz-bang stuff or new regulations forcing you to have something new. And if it's too expensive, nobody wants it. You can't fix it. Breaks easy. It's silly. And then we got all these navigation, infotainment screens and everything in the car. Well, who needs it? We've got cell phones that get updated every few years. We don't need that. Just give us enough gauges to know the thing's running right. Heck, I navigate by smell, you know? So what do I need your crappy infotainment system that doesn't work after 3 years? Use my phone. You know, or my wife will yell at me if I'm going the wrong direction.
Oh, yeah, you got a wife. That's all you need. You don't need no GPS.
Oh, no, I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need Siri. I don't need AI. If I do something wrong, she's going to tell me.
You got all these people like Bioscope Garage that says, oh, well, this car drive 2,000 miles home after sitting in the garage. I think they ought to do a YouTube channel where it says, we're going to read a map and get home and not use GPS.
Hey, you know what else will drive you home with no GPS or anything else? A horse. Ride a horse if you want to save the environment. You don't need a new car. Come on.
I just like these young kids, if they could read a map. I mean, I can remember back in the day we had
it's
maps.
Funny, isn't it?
The glove compartment was full of maps. You know, you had every map and all of them had writing on them.
I read a good meme about a dad talking with his son, and they got lost, and he goes, oh man, he goes pulling out a map from his glove box, and the son goes, calm down there, Indiana Jones. I'm using my phone. I thought that was funny.
Well, I remember the map. I know Pat Malone. He was born even before they had maps. How'd y'all get
Hey, I still know how to fold a map back so it looks like it's pristine, right?
Yeah. How'd you get around before maps? You have that little thing for the North Star or whatever.
Yeah.
I think about that.
Little spit on my index finger, you know?
Yeah. I think about that map thing now. I do. I think about that map thing now because I use those.
Right.
You know, and now we don't. You know, I was the in between age because, you know, I grew up in the primitive days before the interwebs, you know, children gather around, you know, so we did life like that. And then, you know, here we are now and doing YouTube and all that.
How about the greatest map invention ever, the triptych? Remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that.
If you were going to Florida, you could send your request to the AAA, and they would send you back maps that you flipped up to follow the route to get to Florida.
Yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah. That's isn't that quaint?
That was precursor to the GPS stuff that we're doing.
Yeah. That's fun. Well, there's cool stuff nowadays. Just the danger of everything nowadays is we got so much being put at us. It takes the magic of life away. It takes the discovery. But anyway.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we got to get to another break. It's about that time. We're going to give away, let's see here. Today is Georgia Mountain Grading bringing you this part of the show, and we can't give away tractors, so I guess we can do some Logan Turnpike Mill, and if y'all need any of that, you know what that's all about there. Casey, with the grits and greens and all the stuff they've got over there. So we're going to give some of that away.
Yes, I do. That was really nice.
Yeah. Can you give us a question there, Pat?
I got a question. I got one ready for you. You want it now?
Is it another one of them
Oh, baby.
presidential questions?
No,
again?
this is a music question in your honor.
Oh, music. There you go. Now you talk.
Okay, we're talking about the band The Monkees.
Okay.
They had 3 #1 hits in the U.S.
Yeah.
2 of them have the same word in the title. What's the word?
What's the word? The 2 #1 hits from the Monkees. What is the word that is
Last?
Yeah. Last.
Nope.
Nope.
706-379-9770. Give us a call. We're going to take a break. We'll be back on the other side. All righty, the phone lines are open. If you can tell us what 2 songs the Monkees had the same word in it, you have got you some Logan Turnpike Meal. Can't go wrong with that. So give us a call, 706-379-9770. I'm going to shift gears a little bit here. Now, I don't know anything about sports. I don't follow sports. I'm not a big sports guy at all. But this baseball legend, I reckon Shaquille O'Neal, man, I got to where I think I like this dude because he claims Blue Origin founder Jeff Benzo used green screen technology rather than sending Katy Perry to space. What do you think about that?
Hey, man, I saw what No Gravity did to those women's faces. They look pretty decent for about 10 minutes. I don't think it was green screen.
You think it was?
I mean, they look perky.
Yeah.
And their faces look nicer too. What y'all laughing at?
Yeah.
Boy, there's some weird thinking going on out there. I'll tell you.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of, I'm not sure we went to the moon. I'm just, the more you can get on this, the more.
Oh my God. Oh, come on. We went to the moon. First of all, it would have been easier to go to the moon. Secondly, a man will go to any length to get away from the absurdity. Look what's going on now today. We were going to have to go to Mars to get away from social media's absurdity. It's going to happen.
We're going to get out there and there's going to be a computer laying there somewhere with social media. Facebook open. Yeah, Facebook open.
Behind every successful astronaut is a very naggy spouse.
Well, now, Katy Perry, she's actually an astronaut now. Is she the one that's wanting to be an astronaut? What is she like? I've been to space now. I'm an astronaut, right?
Is she?
That's what she said.
No, I mean that's right. That's true. Guys, come on. She is an astronaut. She has boldly gone where no woman has gone before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so funny to me. I don't know, man. I mean, he's got a point though. I don't trust Jeff Benzo, and I'm telling you, it could be green. They could do the plane thing where you dive in the plane and they float up. You've done that.
Who, me?
Yeah, the zero gravity where you're in the plane and you dive.
I got to fly backseat in one of the Air Force Thunderbirds F-16. We were up to a canyon and whatnot. But heck, we weren't doing zero gravity. They were trying to make me pass out.
That ain't hard to do in one of them. Yeah,
it ain't hard. They didn't get me though. The guy was reasonably nice though.
It had to be so much fun.
Yeah, it was. I took everything I could do to hold on to my own ass though.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's right. Good Lord. My brother, all my family flies, and I was with him, and he did the zero gravity thing. And, I kind of floated up in the air. And then he did the positive. I guess it's positive. What is it? Positive and negative G's?
It's positive and negative G's. Negative G's where, it's blood's going to your head. And positive is where blood's going to your other head.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he put me down on the floorboard. And there were so many G's. I couldn't even, and I'm pretty stout. I couldn't even push myself off the floor. I mean, I was doing everything I could. And then we went to the zero. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It really is.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so what's going on? Anything else? Any new plans as far as that's the thing me Packy's talking about. We ain't got no callers. What's the deal with that? We need to try to get you on about once a week if you got time.
It seems I'm seeing questions and stuff coming on through here now and then. Callers. So, I tell you though, the Katy Perry thing, okay, going back to that second Blue Origin, it actually made me a little bit sad that there was as much ridicule as there was going on with it. Because it's like, hey guys, space travel is still cool. Why are we taking it so far? But at the same time, too, what was the breakdown? Because if Bezos wants to send all women up, okay, fine. He sent his wife up, didn't he, or his fiance and Katy Perry and a bunch of other women? Okay, that's fine. That's cool. They got to do something really awesome. I mean, William Shatner, I don't remember if it was with him or somebody else, but went up a while back ago. Yeah, that was kind of neat. Let them have their moment. But the ridicule went out of hand, and I'm wondering if the people that promoted it, and perhaps the media that got it out there, tried to bang their stupid leftist drum about equality and women and all, and that's what happened. So in a way, I'm actually kind of sad for Blue Origin, and and honestly, the women in the flight, because they had a great experience. I'd love to do that. I'm sure it was meaningful.
I do
it's
think
a little disappointing. You know,
the spin they put on it though is like, oh, we're doing this for peace and all that.
But isn't that the reason they did it? I mean,
I think the reason they did it is because Jeff.
I think it's very cool that they did it. I don't think there necessarily is a social message in that, but it's nice that they did it. Congratulations to them for getting there.
But Casey, did you hear about when they had some issues when they went up there? It was all women, and they went up there and they said, "Houston, we have a problem." And then the guy was like, "What's the problem?" They're like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah,
I was like, "No, really, what's the problem?"
Like, you should know. We have to
know.
explain it to you. You see what's happening here? God, my flower's wilting.
Yeah.
Actually, she did take a flower up, so you can't get that mad at me for it.
Yeah, I just think the spin on the things where it all come from. And I mean, I'm like you. Why not just do it and have fun? Say, hey, we're doing this. This is great.
But don't do it and then come back and preach about climate change and like other people not using their car. You know what I mean? Like,
we're gonna get kicked off of YouTube.
Jet fuel, you know, that like I will use in 100 years.
Well, I'll give you an example, guys. So I understand what you're saying. Now, I don't think I don't notice with my car that's diesel. Spent 10 years building it and doing all that. It's got a lower carbon footprint than an EV, and there's zero media, zero interest, and how much money, and I do mean blown, was wasted for the women to go up and have that meaningful experience. What, tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
And there's nothing coming through for someone like me and other people to actually develop things that are better for the future for everybody in the environment. That's why one reason I'm wildly against the left and all of their fake virtue signaling BS, because they've done nothing for anybody. And I will try so hard now to not sound over the top, but that is why I stand firmly in totality against the absurdity of the left right now. It's all a lie, and it's destroying us all in the future. And, you know, I've been out here with Genius Garage and the students not getting paid for over a decade, picking up the slack of the American educational system, building a car, gets over 100 miles a gallon, has lower carbon footprint. There's no support. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. And that's why I tell you, like, I just won't take things anymore. Like, I'm ready. I'm here. I'm ready to fight, push, build, do anything. But I'm done with this old era in America. That's all.
Well, I think you didn't. If you had on, if you wore a dress and a wig and some high heel shoes, you might have got some media coverage there on that.
Yep, sorry guys, I'm too busy being a solid American, actually building something real instead of doing some kooky dukes frosted with cornflakes, Cocoa Pops BS.
Yeah, we'd leave cornflakes out of it. We know why they was invented, but anyway.
Yeah, well, you know, all the leftist dribble going on is just because everybody wants to feel special, and the nature of social media has driven us all to extremes. So nobody's creating anything. It's like, hey, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You're just not special. Shut up. Get a job.
My mama said I was. My mama told me I was special.
Your mama's an idiot. Get to work.
Sitting here on the couch playing video games.
Yeah.
I know. I don't want to talk about that much because Packy, he didn't move out of the house. He's 35 years old. So yeah.
Nowadays it's tough. In all honesty, I mean, with the prices of houses, the absurdity of loans, you get students wrecked for going and get an education that makes universities wealthy. Doesn't give them a job. You can't get a house. Everybody's renting. We're seeing all these apartment complexes and stuff being built like we live in an honest dystopian sci-fi that's budding. Kids are having to stay home with their parents, and hey, we should be happy they got a nuclear family still well enough to do that. So hopefully those young people, if it takes them a few more years, can actually get out there and do something. So I'm not going to rag on them too hard,
Well,
yes, Steven.
Yeah, move out with your parents.
Seriously, man.
What, Packy?
Well, you're making fun of me when I go out of the room just because she likes to cut the crust off my PB&Js, man.
Yeah, where else can you get a crustless sandwich? Right?
Seriously.
Yeah.
You get crust? We can't afford crust up in Ohio.
Oh, Lord. I don't know, man. Casey, it's always fun, man. We appreciate you coming. How long we got? We're about a couple of minutes out. We didn't get no call.
I hope it's not too silly.
No, we had fun. Packy, we didn't get a caller, so I'm going to let Packy tell him. Can I get Packy to do the song? Packy, you got to do the song.
I knew this one right off the bat, but I don't want to say it. Let's see if we can get a caller. 706-379-9770. 706-379-9770. Which two monkey songs contained the same word? Right? Did I say that right, Pat?
Yeah, you're close.
Close.
Which two #1 monkey songs?
Well, now the Monkeys they've lost a couple of members, right?
I believe they have.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know that.
They were kind of cool. I mean, they were made for TV, kind of a Beatles knockoff, but they were cool in their own right.
They sound just like the Beatles. Of course, I didn't like the Beatles. I'm an Elvis guy, you know.
Yeah,
So.
I'm kind of
All right,
nostalgic
we've
for
got
hearing
Valerie
their stuff.
Dyer on the phone.
Hey, Valerie, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
We're good. You got to sing the song when you tell us what the word is.
All right, I'm going to give it my best shot. It's I think the answer is believer.
Oh,
The answer is believer. What are the two
Ooh.
songs?
Daydream believer, and
Yeah.
then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
oh, that's good.
Perfect.
That's
Hey.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, girl, you have won. We're about to run out of time, so we ain't gonna be able to talk to you much, but we sure do appreciate you calling
Hey,
in.
Valerie, I'm sending your name over to Cecilia at Logan Turnpike, okay?
All right. So just come.
Just show up.
Where I go.
Just show up and tell them your name. They'll be waiting for you.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, we got to hear Packy's rendition of that. Come on, Packy, you can do it.
That was me getting out of doing that.
No, come on, Packy. You gotta do it,
I
Packy.
successfully got
Packy.
a caller on there.
Packy.
Packy
That
called somebody and told him the answer.
Yeah, like, please hurry up.
no, that caller sounded like a pleasant person. Didn't she?
Yeah, we got a lot of conservatives down here that listen to the
Yeah,
show.
she was all right.
Yeah, we got a lot of conservatives. So, all right, Casey, we're out of time, man. We appreciate you, brother. Yeah,
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Hope we had fun.
I'm sorry, Andrew Clyde didn't call in, but he's up there. We'd like to follow that and see what ends up with that.
It's okay.
Anyway.
I'm just here to get people feisted up before coffee.
There you go. That's why we like it. So, all right, man. Y'all have a good weekend. We'll talk to y'all
See you
next week.
guys.
Bye now.
Be good.